though. We were blackballed.
Blackballed
For a long time.
No, for sure. Regardless of the reason, yes, we were 1000% blackballed, but there was no successful West Coast or really West Coast as a whole. Because even in the Bay Area, there wasn't anyone popping off.
It was like a couple of sprinkles. Like Bishop Lamont was kind of getting up there.
Almost got it, but
almost got it.
Didn't.
G Malone was doing his thing. He had got a big deal. J Rock was just coming out.
YG was super successful.
YG came afterwards.
Saying, though.
YG came afterwards. Before a game, the person that kind of got some real success was Gorilla Black. They were pushing him out.
I went too far up. Yeah.
That was like very early. That's like the year 2000, 2001.
But then after Gorilla Black, like he was at some time, he was the only one. I feel like Hot Dollar kind of was getting up there too. And then Game came, and then he just swept his shit up. He had it on his back for a long time.
And I think Dollar was actually after that, too.
Yeah.
He was after the Game, because Game came out.
R.I.P. Dollar, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Game was like, what, 03? He came out? Like
03, 04?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you look at it, between, with literally you named every potential exception to the rule, because none of those dudes really broke out. Like Bishop Lamont, really the only one you could say did was G Malone. You know what I mean? Because he actually had that what was it called? Certified. That was like a top 10 record. That was a really big song. With the exception of that, nobody in LA blew up until 2010 when YG came out, which is the tail end of the jerking era.
Look what we was competing with. You got G Unit going crazy, 50 Cent as a solo artist, freaking Murder Inc. is going crazy with all their R&B shit.
Well, by that time, Murder Inc. was done.
Yeah, all that shit's
2000
done.
What?
50
2010.
And see,
I'm talking about who we were in competition with the artists that y'all said didn't blow.
Well, we were blackballed. You know what I mean? They wouldn't sign, the labels wouldn't sign no West Coast artists.
There's a lot of
talent. For over a decade. And then they had, think
about like Sly Boogie, Dirty Bird. There's a lot of dope rappers from Southern Cali.
But that's what I'm saying.
Crooked
Look who
Eye,
the West Coast is in competition with. Look what's going on in other regions.
You gotta look from behind the scenes. So what started happening is more niggas started coming out here. We had all type of award shows. We had all type of situation. Niggas was getting robbed left and right, left and right, left and right. To the labels, they're like, let's pull all our resources from the West Coast. We don't want to sign no West Coast acts. So for a long time, it was a big dry spell. And then it became a big thing with Power 106. They were saying that, they were protesting. They were like, they don't play LA music. And and listen, you think the protesters or something now? No, they were on some crazy shit back then.
Yeah.
They were trying to kidnap DJs. You feel me? They was doing all type of shit.
And they was really, like, a lot of this stemmed from also, they're still mad about Biggie.
Yeah.
That was like 100%. Really the beginning of it.
That was the real beginning of it.
That was the real beginning of it. And then, like everything you said, fools starting to get a taste of being taxed by the West.
And shout out to Philly Phil, because I know that's probably a hard time to be him back then.
For real.
I'm just realizing the years.
What happened to all those guys like Theo and all that shit?
Man, that shit crazy.
I'm realizing the years y'all talking about, and all I know is I'm in front of the TV just watching 106 in Park. I did not know about no damn protests.
Okay, but check.
What? They was tripping back then.
I'm at least 8 years old.
Well, you got to think about it. You had all these artists that were on the cuffs of bubbling, and like they're not getting no radio play. And Power 106 was growing up, Power 106 was everything.
Right.
We didn't have no
105.9.
Yeah, we didn't have nothing else.
We had the beat too.
But the beat was like more old schoolish music,
little Latin infused.
Yeah,
but
that
it was still
still cool. Then it was 103 to beat.
Yep.
Yeah, all that. But yeah, it was a time where West Coast, like, I feel bad for certain artists because they're like, y'all didn't even have a chance.
Well,
they wasn't
really
fucking
didn't.
with y'all.
But then, but when you're talking about who we were in competition with, really, the real answer is it was the South, and that's when ATL completely took over the rap game.
But what year did Fab and Nate Dogg do that song?
That was like 01.
Yeah. But even back then, Fab was like, he was new, he was young, he was doing his thing, but like Coastal Takeover, Atlanta came in and just started sweeping this shit up under the rug.
That's like AT Aliens?
No, AT Aliens is 1996.
Mm-hmm.
That song is that old?
Yes, that album is that old. Yeah, that's
Wow.
from 96. Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music is 94. AT Aliens is 96. I want to say Aquemini is like 98, something like that. And then Stankonia is like 2000.
And then everybody started coming. You had Jeezy come through sweeping.
Right.
You had T.I. come through. Like, it was, niggas
So
was
is that
going
at least
crazy.
Miss Jackson?
Miss Jackson
That was
is
old.
Miss Jackson is 2000. That's on That's on Stankonia. That's